Okay, in this segment I'd like to talk a little bit about a strategy that's really effective, and it works in pocket water and small streams, but it's a technique that is, I think, underutilized a lot, and it's called high sticking. And the purpose of high sticking is to try to get a natural drift. And so what we're going to try to do in this segment is we're going to try to get the fly line off of the water so that the fly drifts as naturally as possible. So we have a little run up here that we know that the fish are on the far end of the stream where there's a drop off, and we're trying to put the fly in there, but if I don't high stick, I'm going to be mending quite a bit and I might lose opportunities to get a fish. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to throw up to the head of the pool or the run right here, and I'm going to high stick it, keeping my line off the water for a natural drift with an occasional lift, because we're casting soft tackle flies right now. And then I'm going to walk it down a couple of times, and I'm just trying to work that edge because I know that they're in there. Now this is real tough fishing this morning because we had a rain last night and the water is a little bit muddy, so that can make it challenging, but we have picked up a few fish here and there. So let's walk through the high stick segment here, and I'll demonstrate it a couple of times. Now you'll notice what I did at the end is I wanted that drift to go all the way to the end of my line, and then I'm going to lift very slowly. And that's one of the techniques you want to use when you're fishing with soft tackles. Soft tackles are tied, usually with quail, sometimes with grouse, and you get this undulating effect on a soft tackle. And there are people who fish them almost exclusively. So Sylvester Nems wrote a book about soft tackles, and that was his ultimate fly. And again, soft tackles you want to use when there's an emergence, and again, there's not an emergence now, but fish are fairly active, and so I'm going to let that drift go down to the end of my high stick, and then I'm going to lift and give it a little bit of twitch, and oftentimes that last little twitch at the end of the drift will catch a fish. And I'll walk this one down even a little bit further. And then again here. Oh, lost that little hook up there. That's the other thing. If you're doing this effectively, you're going to hook up and you're going to lose a few flies. But if you're afraid of losing flies, it means you're not getting down far enough. Okay, and then I could go back up and do it again. High sticking works really well in these kinds of conditions. It also works really well when you've got pocket water, meaning that you've got a lot of rocks, a lot of structure, a lot of boulders, and it's tough to get a good drift behind those big rocks. And the way, because the currents are moving in such a way that it's going to jerk your fly all over the place. So what you want to do is you want to get close as you can, and you can high stick your way through it, keeping that line off the water so it doesn't form a bow and push your fly unnaturally. Again, soft tackles are a great high sticking fly, and one of the nice things today too, and I should mention this, the water is off color, and you know that the stream, it's pretty small right through here, and when it's really clear, you got to be kind of stealthy because fish are going to see you. So you got to make sure that you walk up high on the bank Be wary of your shadow. If your shadow is casting into the water that you're fishing, that's going to spook the fish. The advantage today is that the water is off color, so we're not going to spook them. Disadvantage to off-colored water is that they're not going to see the fly particularly well. And so oftentimes those fish that will take that dry fly or wet fly, like a soft tackle, will shoot 3, 4, 5 feet to hit that fly. Not gonna happen today. All right.